First thing up, The Dead Thing, directed by Elric Kane, starring Blu Hunt as Alex. Blu Hunt does a really thorough and committed acting job in this little indie horror drama. And the basic concept of this is you've got one of these movies where you kind of are doing horror, thriller, psychological horror, taking the place of dealing with some sort of emotional situation. So, for example, like It Follows, Hereditary, those kind of movies, grief, sadness, mental situations, something like that is being dealt with horror. This is kind of a version of that, I guess. It's a very indie movie, but like I said, a very committed performance by Blu Hunt. And what Alex is doing is essentially she's in this dead end job. They do like scanning into digital formats of things, I guess. It's kind of hard to tell. It's like a nighttime drone corporate job that, for whatever reason, they use scanners, which seems kind of old school. Seems like everything would be digital already, but apparently it's not. And that's what she does. She works across from another person. Her life seems very dead end in the workplace. And in her emotional place, it kind of is too. Because what you see is she's constantly on this dating app called Friction, which is just one of the apps where you swipe, you go through a bunch of people, you swipe them. And it does show her basically, kind of night after night, just meeting different guys, connecting with them, one night stands, it seems like, and off she goes with her life. And it seems like she's just kind of coping or kind of, spinning her wheels, treading water, just making her way through her life, but not really engaged. And then eventually she meets up with this one guy on that app, and they really do seem to connect. They seem to have a really amazing night. They spend the whole night together, but their conversations seem really genuine, and their connection seems really genuine above and beyond just the physical hookup. And that's kind of apparently an unusual thing for her. At least that's the way it's presented in the movie. So the next day or so, she expects to meet up with him again and go out with him again, and he just kind of disappears. I mean, he ghosts her. Common experience in the dating world, getting ghosted one way or another. And I kind of think that might have been the seed of the idea for this movie. It might have been like, what if someone was ghosted, but it was actually ghosted? Like, not to say it's a ghost exactly, but there's definitely a supernatural or monstrous, unreal element to the story. But after she's ghosted, the first half of this movie, almost the whole first half, she gets kind of obsessive and odd. Like she's trying to track this dude down. And you don't know how that's going to work out well for anyone to do that. Like someone doesn't want to see you and you go start to track them down, and, kind of stalk them. That's kind of what she tries to do. She's going to his workplace. She's trying to see if she can find him on other dates and follow him around and all this kind of stuff. Not having a lot of luck. But then eventually something happens and there's a turn where she discovers why he ghosted her. And that's where I guess the quote supernatural elements start to come into play. And I'm not going to quite reveal that because that is supposed to be a reveal in the movie, like why things turned the way they did, why he stopped showing up, and where that's going from there. As just kind of a psychological study, a really indie kind of not a really fancy one, the first half works pretty well and kind of had me intrigued. And it was a little more than I expected from a movie like this. But as it progressed in the second half, and as it became a little more of a horror movie, I felt like it kind of lost its focus, and I wasn't sure if I was supposed to be watching a scary movie or if I was supposed to be watching kind of a character study of her. And I really think the parts, especially in the first half, where it was a character study of her, I think that stuff worked far better than the stuff where it was worried more about the scary stuff or the threatening stuff. And once again, being kind of vague, so I don't want to kind of reveal what that's supposed to be. I think that it kind of started getting kind of muddled when that happened. I felt like we were torn back and forth about what we were supposed to be seeing, whereas I felt like the real overall kind of arc of the movie is more of a unraveling or a character unraveling for the Alex character, and watching Blu Hunt really commit to that, I thought that part all was the most effective. So overall, I think it was a frustrating movie for me because there was a kernel of some really great stuff there. And like I said, with her performance, I think you had the foundation for some really great stuff there, but it never, as a story, fully gelled for me. So as much as I want to kind of recommend it, I think I'll probably only go 2.5 stars. It's one of those where if you are drawn in or if you buy the conceit of the second half, I think you will be more apt to be more positive for this. And then if you're going in for just a straight up kind of gory, scary horror movie, I don't think you'll be drawn in at all by this movie because I don't think it'll have near enough for you. So 2.5, I think for me is a fair review of this. I wish I could recommend it more, but I would say Blue Hunt is great. So once again, I'll put a call out to her. Get her some better, a little bit better script, a little bit better roles, and I think she could do some great stuff.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. For more movie and television reviews and interviews, please subscribe to my Deepest Dream channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, thanks so much for your support. Take care.